Hi, I'm Dan.
I'm Ken.
And this is a Candid Conversation.
Oh, that made the puppy started.
Christmas is almost here, folks. How's that make you feel? Oh, that wasn't a good sound.
I'm sorry, I accidentally hit my microphone. Hopefully nobody had headphones in and it bothered them. Maybe you can delete that out.
I can try
do a
to
little
find
extra editing.
I'm just going to leave my glasses on.
Why?
I'm blind because I can't see anything.
This isn't good, okay?
What's that?
Just so you all know, this is middle age. Dan has to have eye surgery soon.
Yeah.
You want to talk about your eye surgery?
Talk about my eye surgery. I don't know. I don't know much about it. I got a consultation in January. I have a cataract in this eye, and I can make out colors and two shapes of where I and Candy are. That's about it. It's been getting progressively worse.
And he insists on driving when we're both in the car.
I can drive perfectly fine. I just can't see anything from here over. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think you should be driving then.
I can drive perfectly fine. I'm a good driver. I'm like Rain Man.
Okay, Rain Man.
So I got that coming down the pipe. So maybe we'll do a podcast where I look like a pirate in January.
Maybe. So, let's just hope everything goes smoothly.
Yeah,
it will.
You're awake for the whole operation, which will be fun. When I see someone coming with a blade into my eye.
And you're like paralyzed and you just gotta you can't respond at all. You can't move. Your eyes just like narrow in on it. That sucks to be you. But I think almost everybody has to have cataract surgery eventually. Yeah. And this is what this is, but it's like a injury that was done to your eye at some point. Yeah. So it's not like an age one.
No. Well, yeah.
But it is getting worse with age. Because it was done
daily. So
daily it's getting worse?
Yeah.
You know how to make a wife nervous and seriously, dude.
Oh, was I supposed to not say anything? My bad.
No, I want to know the truth. I don't like you not telling me the truth, but I also hate it when you tell me the truth sometimes.
Welcome to marriage, folks.
I mean, that's kind of true. I guess today I don't really have like a ton because the subjects I have written down are not for like the weekend before Christmas, but
yeah.
I mean, we can talk about like something to do with the holiday season. We've talked about visiting with people and being around people.
Did you ever, I'll start off here and maybe this will start us off somewhere. Unprepared as usual, folks. Did you guys ever make a birthday cake for Jesus on Christmas?
Yes, and we have with the kid. Did I as a kid? I don't know because my parents didn't really do that stuff. Not that they wouldn't make a birthday cake for Jesus. They definitely would, but my mom didn't bake. My dad didn't bake. But I think I did with the kids. I'm pretty sure I did with the kids.
I don't remember it, but
it was like a white cake.
What I remember, because I was working in the bakery, and I'm full-blooded Christian.
Full-blooded Christian? Ooh, how do you get that?
You just say the magic words.
The blood changes inside your body.
I was washed with the blood. So, Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Haley.
But I remember there's a couple people that ordered these birthday cakes for, we were closed on Christmas, so Christmas Eve, and they picked them up. And I was like, happy birthday, Jesus. I go, that's unfortunate. Someone has a birthday here on Christmas.
Did you seriously not figure it out at first?
I didn't put it together. Because I'd never correlated. I guess one part of my mind wasn't correlating, this is Jesus' birthday but I was like, this is Christmas. This is time for family and fun and gathering and good tidings to all. And then the cake decorator whose family was extreme Christian, was like, no, this is for Jesus, the birthday cake. And I'm like, oh shit, yeah. That's right. That's tomorrow. My
Wow. They were
bad.
probably like, you are an atheist, agnostic at best.
I was like, I thought his
And you're
birthday
like,
was
I'm a full-blooded Christian.
thought his birthday was in April.
That does bring up a subject, though, for me.
Good.
Something I was thinking about the other day is how, okay, so my family, I think I've talked about on the podcast how we didn't go to church very much. We did when I was really little. Then my dad had altercations, not physical or anything, but like arguments with one of the first churches I remember going to every Sunday. And then my dad got into a disagreement with a woman that was actually my parents' friend. There was a couple that they were friends with, and my dad got in such a strong disagreement with her that we stopped going there. And then he never went back to church. When I was in like second grade, I went with a friend, and we would go there on like Wednesdays, and then on Sundays I'd go with them. And then eventually we found a church where as teens we were going because we wanted the youth group, and we were going to a Christian school, and it was so uncomfortable to go to a Christian school and people would ask where you go to church and you don't have a church to say. Like it felt, there was a lot of judgment on that for
It's
sure
almost
because
like
they
if
had a
you
church
were
too.
selling something on Marketplace and the person you're selling it to has asked you what church you went to. That'd be really uncomfortable too. But that's not neither here nor there. It's just an example.
Okay. Especially it's uncomfortable when you lie and say you do go to church. Absolutely do.
And it ends up being the church
Trying
they go
to impress this stranger, I guess. I have no idea what was going on.
And it ends up being the church that they go to.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a mess. Okay. You have to listen back some episodes to know what we're talking about. But anyways, so it got me thinking how on the one times we would go to church was Christmas and Easter. And I remember we'd go on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day sometimes, I think. My dad would take us. A lot of times my mom would be cooking, and so she wouldn't go. And it made me think, like, let's just be really honest here. When you're a kid, Christmas, the part about Jesus...
Oh, that's so far in the back of your mind.
Boring part. It's the part that you just have to get over. You pretend to like it. You pretend to be like, yay, it is about Jesus, but it's really not. It's about presents. It's about being, having fun with your family. It's about the food. It's about, that's the fun part. That's the exciting part. The rest is.
You were probably the one that changed the Starbucks cup 10 years ago and took the Christmas part off. You need to put Christ back in the Christmas candy.
I did not. What are you talking about?
You've removed Christ from Christmas when you were little. You're part of the problem.
Have you ever had somebody?
You got to remember the
when
reason
you say
for
Happy
the
Holidays. Sometimes I'll say Happy Holidays around this time, and the person will say Merry Christmas back. I always wonder if they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Or if they're just saying Merry Christmas.
You can't tell.
I never know. No, you can't tell.
There are people that are doing it on purpose, and there are some that's just their natural. Because I'll say Merry Christmas all the time.
Yeah. You say Merry. I say Happy Holidays. I don't usually say Merry Christmas.
But I don't.
Because I also don't want to offend somebody. But then I think, if you say Happy Holidays, you might offend a Christian. But I don't really care if I offend Christians anymore because I've just. You shouldn't be offended if you actually are really walking in love.
You're including their holiday when you say happy. It's all the holidays, which includes Christmas. They are feeling offended and slighted because you don't single theirs out.
And most of them don't. I will say most of them don't. Like when I was a evangelical, I didn't bother me if someone said Happy Holidays. I didn't care at all.
Yeah.
And I probably said it too. Without even thinking about it. Now I intentionally will say Happy Holidays. Just because I know there's other holidays that
you're being
don't
more
get
inclusive,
included. Yes, exactly. But I just wanted to talk about how the stuff that, and same with Easter. Now, some families, because of this reason, because the stuff that has to do with the religion is the parents want that to be the most important thing, especially The fathers do, but the moms, there's this pressure on us in the Christian world to have kids that love Jesus, and it seems they almost make it seem like it's selfish, or you're, if you care more about the presents than you care about going to church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we're human beings. Like, this is like, you're a kid, especially. That's, new toy.
Honestly,
you're going to be
I think
excited about.
A kid would be really weird if they were like, ooh, yeah, let's go to church today.
There are some, but I think sometimes they're faking.
Yeah. But
they're doing what they think is appropriate.
They're parroting what they think is right and trying to get the right responses. But it's just kind of odd if you see it, because kid's going to know. And I never thought, even though we sang all the songs in school, because we'd have our little Christmas programs and we'd sing all the Christian Christmas songs, but we'd also mix in Frosty and Rudolph. But Christmas wasn't, because we never went to church, even though we were supposed to.
Even on Christmas?
Well, no, not on Christmas, because we had open presents and my parents were going to take us to church. Because what a nightmare that would be. And just imagine if we went to church on Christmas Day.
That's what my parents did with us.
I know. No, but you guys celebrated your Christmas morning, late morning, early afternoon, evening.
Yeah,
and
we
into the
would
next
celebrate
morning.
in the evening. Shut up.
So,
I have said so many times that is the one day of the whole year that we felt close to our family, loved, and
that's why you strung it out for 2 days, made it last forever. You were trying to.
You needed to make it last long, because I would even be in my head like, it's almost over, and I would be sad because then we'd go back to.
You guys were bringing back Yule. You were trying to stretch it out for the full 12 days.
I would do.
So, I mean, you didn't have that in your family. You never had that pressure. It was probably set up because you guys knew you were going to church on. We opened our presents first thing in the morning. We were that traditional movie family where the kids wake up and the parents are.
And Santa had come.
Yeah. It's 5:00. Let's not do this, So we were that family that would open. So my parents were like, we're not going to go to church and hold this from the.
Well, because you also had Santa Claus too.
Yeah. And we
didn't have that.
We would have been nightmares in church because we knew what was waiting for us at home. So we wouldn't be paying any attention in church. We would be just like, come on, Padre, let's get this going. Come on.
Which we were too. I'm sure we were, but it was considered like sinful and stuff. Yeah. So we would just hold it in, but so, you're right. And it's normal for kids to be like that. It's normal is what I'm trying to say. Like, they're not evil because they want to open a present. But
I do remember kind of having that. And I think we did do this with the kids kind of. Where we'd be like, now, I know you are excited for your presents and everything, but remember what today is about.
Oh, yeah. And I think we would read the story in the Bible.
Yeah, I think we did that a couple times, I'd sit down and open up the Bible for the first time
that was me forcing it, Dan, you got to read it because you're the spiritual leader, so you got to be in charge.
Paging through, trying to find it.
You're like, where do I go? And I'm like, Dan, it's in the Gospels. Get it right.
With the New Testament.
You're at the very beginning. You're in Genesis, dude.
So.
Oh, God.
But it would have been, I mean, that's, I think you get this idea because in all actuality, if you listen to last year's Christmas episode, you see when we were talking about Yule and we were talking about Saturnalia and all these pagan holidays that the Christians took over, you see what really the season was about. And now the Christians are trying to force this alternative message in. This is when Jesus was born, which archaeologically speaking is not true. It was probably in the spring.
No, it's like August, right?
I thought it was spring.
Oh, I thought it was August.
Maybe it was. It was whenever the census was.
Either way, it's not December. Yeah.
It's not December. And it's not around the solstice like every other these religions were celebrating. So they took it over and then and then we kept doing that, trying to force us into it.
Well, and the thing is, isn't it because it was such a prominent celebration, the harvest. I mean, like, it was basically their time of, like, the days were going to start getting longer, right? Yeah. And things were going,
the celebrations,
it was just
the sun was returning.
Yeah.
And that's
it was such... It's such a big celebration that when Christianity became the official religion of Rome, it couldn't be overtaken by Christians. There was a lot of what they would have considered debauchery probably going on, drinking, merrymaking that they didn't like. And so they couldn't get the Christians to not do it because it was a celebration that all of them had practiced before. And so now they had to give him something. And so they started to blend it with like Christian things that they made up.
Yeah. So right? The whole thing is like, why are you going to, because you're going to be like, okay, so this is a festivity in Rome, Saturn, the god Saturn. It's like, well, we can't be doing that anymore. So we got to figure out, because these people aren't going to stop doing it. It was a time of merriment and
they loved it. They looked forward to it like we do. We look forward to the holidays.
Yeah.
I mean, some of us, right? And they looked forward to it. And to say, like, you can't have it anymore, well, that wasn't going to fly. They were going to figure out, they were going to celebrate it, and then it wouldn't be good for Christianity or whatever. So
they threw a cross on it and called it that. Now we got to put this message. But the truth of the matter is, what's wrong with people that just want to celebrate?
So you have
kind of, because that's where we are right now, is just we look forward to this because it's time for some extended family, the traditions we do, we can meet them and say hi and how you doing and have a little bit of time there.
Just connect again, touch
about
base,
the kids coming back and just doing our own in-house traditions and having the fun with the kids. And
it's just a nice time where your jobs usually a lot of times slow down.
Yeah.
It's cold, so it's cozy, and it's just something we've done. It's a and sometimes traditions give you, just like I use the trees dropping their leaves and the blooms coming back, that cycle is comfort. There's some comfort, there's some groundingness to it. And so having these holidays that come every year, there's something grounding to it that kind of just makes you, not feel like everything's chaotic. There's something that you can expect.
Yeah.
But something I want to point out is, like, Christians will sometimes say, if you're not a Christian, if you don't believe in Jesus, you don't get to celebrate the holiday. But they stole the holiday from something else. And basically, that's like someone breaking into your house, taking over and saying, you can't live here.
Yeah.
Kind of, in a way, isn't it? I mean, it's the same thing that Christians did, or colonists, which Christianity is tied to, did to the American continent, right? They took it over and they said, now, if you don't agree with it, you get out, this is ours now. So it's just funny when Christians say you can't celebrate it. I'm like, you stole it from, it's not your holiday.
Yeah, it's stolen traditions from around the world that.
Yeah, and Christianity, that's what it seems like it does, is it just steals stuff.
Oh, yeah. It appropriates
and then renames it. Yeah.
So, but let's, it's just kind of I enjoy being more of a festive, nothing attached to it type of holiday other than what we want to attach to it. This is what we do. And there's nothing to it.
And we make up our own traditions, and they're fun.
Let me ask you this, and we'll close with this, is when you were little, because I didn't have this experience, because it was all Santa Claus, and it was more pagan. If you were
yours was much more pagan.
What my family did when I was a kid and compare it to history, they'd be like, okay, that's more of what we see in Rome and, the Anglican areas with Yule and all that. So that resembles more of what's going on there with all the beer drinking. It was
yours resembled more of a traditional holiday celebration. Yes.
So I didn't have the forced religiosity into it. At most, it was the aunts and uncles talking about what mass are you going to? And they'd all go to Friday night or Christmas Eve mass, and which ones are you going to, and who's
Did you go to Christmas Eve mass?
No, we had that party every Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
right.
they got out of it that way too. We have to prep for this and we have to get cleaned up afterwards. So you guys,
Now they go, don't they?
uh, I don't
I
know if
think they go on Christmas morning.
they might, maybe they go Christmas morning
Your
now.
parents are a lot more religious than they ever were.
Yeah, they are now. That's just because they're getting closer to death.
I mean, that's the honest truth.
Yeah.
They're like trying to cover their bases just in case.
So they got that going for them, which is nice. But so I never had the religiosity forced upon me. There was no focus on this is, at most it was because we just put an angel on the tree and that was about it. So with you growing up, how, as a child, how did you feel about having that forced on you all the time? Because, well, first off, was it a central focus point on Christmas for you?
Was the religious part of it?
Yeah, the birthday.
Yes. Yes. And we would, I remember we did read, or my dad would read, or he'd talk to us that day. But also.
And I remember the ones started going to, your dad would have the Bible out.
Yes.
And kick off on that. And yeah.
But he also, several times throughout my childhood, teen years, I really remember, he'd go back and forth whether he thought the way we celebrated was evil, satanic. So mine was like not your typical even evangelical upbringing with Christmas, because he was like, the trees are bad. We shouldn't have trees. We shouldn't give gifts. Mom did all of it. My dad, for my mom, would go to like a Walgreens the night before or the day before, and he would just buy her crap and give it to us and be like, wrap it up so that she has something under the tree. Like he didn't put any thought into, because he didn't care about it. He thought it was evil. And so he would actually have preferred that we didn't celebrate, but my mom loved Christmas time. She loves to give gifts. That's just that's like our love language.
And how demoralizing would that have been to you as kids? Because you already missed out on Halloween. And now all of a sudden Dad says Christmas doesn't exist anymore. So there's no presents, there's nothing. So it's just another day.
And I was always nervous of that. I was nervous that he would, because it was very apparent that he did not like the day.
Yeah.
It's not like he was grouchy, like he would like roll his eyes about things. He just didn't really, and as a kid, I just loved it because my older siblings, I'm number 5 and 8 of 8 kids, and my older siblings would come over and, it was just fun. There was a lot of us. We got to see them. We'd be goofing around. It was just, I loved the gathering of that. And I feel like my dad doing that he dampened it. And there was always this is like, don't enjoy this too much because it's evil. Mm-hmm. That was always in the background. I forgot like how much he did that because he would go back and forth. And then he would always let us do it. Like I think him and Mom maybe had disagreements, maybe behind closed doors. I don't know, because Mom wasn't willing to budge from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a thing. But the religiousness, like that was another layer of religion on top, because we definitely couldn't talk about Santa. Like that was not something like that was considered evil. And then the tree in the house. And I love the tree and the lights. And then once my parents, the kids grew and stuff, they didn't even have a tree for the longest time. They wouldn't even put one up because my mom, it was about us kids, which I get. Some people probably do that when all their kids are moved out. But I know she still likes it. Now she kind of does it still. Mm-hmm. But for the longest time, she's like, what's the point? Because Dad doesn't he didn't like any of that stuff. It was satanic. And it was because he was studying the original holiday. And he was like, it came out of pagan, he got into those preachers that kind of, everything's evil. You can't have any fun in anything. I mean, that's when you get into really fundamentalist kind of stuff. They're so rigid and terrible. They're not fun to be around. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So,
I mean, we were going that direction, and that I didn't like myself at all. I didn't know who I was. I was like, what is this person?
Yeah. But as a kid, it kind of just put a damper on the experience for you, because I never had a damper put on me. Yeah. It was like, be good because Santa's watching you. It's like, okay, and I think I shared this in the past before on previous years where when I was real little, my parents one year shook the bells when I was waking up. Like, oh, there he goes. And they had the
Oh, that's so cute.
vent opened up, and they're like, he went up there, and there's bells and some fringe hanging from it. I'm like, oh, I missed him. Damn it.
I can see your dad doing that.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Your mom probably came up with the idea. No, maybe your dad did. I don't know.
It was always,
But yeah.
It was always something. I think I had no inhibitions in looking forward to it. There was nothing.
And you never had.
There was no wet towel going to be thrown on the festivities.
Yeah, so you got to be as excited as, like, your parents loved you being excited. Yeah, no, that was something my mom did, but my dad, no. He didn't want you to show like, so that's why I still struggle with, like, I'll show excitement, but I always in the background feel like there's guilt for feeling joy. There's, when's the other shoe going to fall kind of feeling that I've had to work really hard to not
deconstruct.
I've had to deconstruct it, and I'm still working on it. But yeah, there's this, when things are going really well, there's this feeling of something's going to come and destroy that. And that part of that played into it. Also, Jesus coming back anytime, which could destroy all your plans for life anyways, was always a thing.
You were dancing around the Christmas tree and Jesus came back.
Which we would do. Yes, exactly. And we would do that when Dad wasn't home. We would like to play Christmas music, and we would dance around, and we would think it was so fun. It was the Christmas tree was up because we get so excited. But if he was around, no, you did not do that stuff. So sad. Sad that he missed out because, and I don't blame my dad. I think he was trying to be the most pious he could because he wanted to please his God, right? But he missed out on, like, getting to know his children and just loving them as they are. He missed all of that, and he won't get it because he just clung to his God and his Bible.
And I'm thankful for even how legalistic we got. We didn't take that away from our kids. Now, we didn't do Santa, but we let them have the excitement and all that built up to it. Never hindered it. I mean, I sound like I'm puffing my chest. I mean, we did do Bible verses and whatnot, we didn't.
Well, why can't we? You're not puffing your chest. We talk about all the negative things we did. We can be proud of the things that we did, that we are proud that we did them. Like, it turned out well. Yeah.
I mean, there are some, every now and then I get a tinge of, should we have done Santa with them? But there's nothing we can do about it now. So it's like, whatever.
And with the youngest, we were deconstructing. We started deconstructing when he was 2. I would say it's fun to pretend, So I was still kind of back and forth with Santa with him. But Santa's fun, but also we didn't have to, like, pretend. And I think our kids, they never had that moment, because it seems like children who have that, which is totally fine, like a lot of parents do, but there's this time when the magic gets lost as they get older. Once they find out, like, oh, he's not, I'm not going to say because I don't, but you know what I'm saying? And when you don't have that, and it's just always been about the joy and the fun, and I think there might be some goodness to that too. So I think both ways can have
that's true.
A goodness to them, because our kids still really love Christmas.
Yeah.
And they never went through a phase where they were like, like, who cares?
Even the one that doesn't talk to us enjoyed Christmas every year.
Yeah, she did.
So
hopefully she still does. I hope she does. I hope she has people that she hangs out with.
Yeah, we hope so. But anyways, so that's an interesting point that you have to deconstruct it, because I didn't really think about that a whole lot, about how different the upbringings were, because you were in evangelicalism, how much of it should be this glorious time of year, Christ, you go to church services and it's like all this uplifting music. He is born again. Look at it. He's born. Hey, all right, our Savior's here. And then at home, it's like, nope.
Yeah. I mean, you can have some silliness. There was some silliness that was allowed, but it just wasn't, there was always like you said, a wet towel. Something was always going to put it out a little bit, but also, yes, like at church, and you could be as joyful and happy. But I feel like in Christianity, at least the way I was raised, there was always this seriousness, this somberness that you couldn't, remember you're a sinner though. Remember your garbage. Remember, remember he had to be born because he was going to have to die because you're a fucking stupid person that was so sinful, and you're 5 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember the reason he's being born is so he could die for you because you're bad.
And now open up your Easy Bake Oven.
But don't like it too much because it would be like an idol. That's the thing. You don't want to like it too much because that becomes an idol. Anything that you liked more than a thing of God. So that's why you have to pretend to like church more, because if you like the presence more, you've put an idol above God. Just like they would say with guys with football. If you don't go to church and you stay home for the Sunday football or whatever, that's your idol. And I remember as I started to deconstruct, I was like, an idol. Like, I'm not praying to the television to help me in my time of need. It's not an idol. It's just something maybe that brings me more pleasure than going and sitting and listening to a pastor drone on and on about the same thing he droned on and on about a year ago, same time, same message. I'm learning nothing new. I'm just a seat warmer. And then I give him money so that he can line his pockets.
Yeah.
And I have to spend the whole time being stressed that my children sit still.
Well, he's got big credit card bills to pay off because he's been buying all these Christmas presents for his kids. So he needs that extra Christmas bonus.
Honestly, I think most of the pastors probably gave their kids a better experience because the people that were listening in the congregation, they constantly feel the pressure. And I don't know if pastors sometimes some of the pastors don't even believe what they're saying. They think they're above it, maybe.
Yeah. Like, well, God told me that I could give my kid this present because he gave me all this money this year. Thank you.
Anyway, so I would wrap it up with just enjoy it. The parts that are fun, that you enjoy, allow yourself, just as much as you allow yourself to feel the sad things, to feel the hard things, allow yourself to feel the good things. Really embrace them. Don't hinder them. Just like you don't hinder the sadness, and the sadness just takes over. And maybe you need to weep for a while when you have something that's hard and tough to walk through, grieving, whatever. Allow yourself to experience the positive emotions, the ones that feel high and lovely, and, embrace those fully too. Don't hinder those. Don't try to throw a wet towel on them.
Yep. So, and you get given a really good gift here because now you can construct what you appreciate about it now because you're not being told that this is about this. You can create your own thing.
That does make it better. We
don't make a big meal on Christmas, which is the traditional of the world.
Yeah.
Because our kids didn't want it. They wanted appetizers all day long. So we created that. That's what we do. Yeah. So you can custom fit it to whatever it is. And you know what? That's right. That's right for you. And that works for you. That's perfect.
If there's a tradition that you're getting really tired of and frustrated with, then talk to the family or those who are involved and decide if you want to change it. Like, there is no rule. There is no set thing that you have to do. You do not have to copy what everybody else does. It's about we're always talking about authenticity. Your celebrations get to be authentic too. So do what works for you, what brings joy and not stress, more stress. Come on. I know that since we do it this way, we are like, Christmas isn't stressful for us.
No.
It's enjoyable.
Even leading up to it with shopping and all that, we just we space
things out appropriately. Now we've learned how to do that, and we're not stressed out at all.
No,
and we're days before it, so
makes it a lot easier, and don't have to rush around. So excellent. Well, do some housekeeping here. So if you're listening on YouTube, please go up and like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. We'd appreciate it greatly. We're actually doing pretty well on YouTube right now, so we appreciate all that. So if you guys are listening and you've gotten this far, leave us a message. Just say Merry Christmas. We'd appreciate it greatly. Or Happy Holidays or whatever. Or just leave some for us. We like it. Makes us feel happy and more. Happy Yule. Merry Saturnalia. So yeah, if you're on there, just give that for us. If you're on a traditional streamer, Spotify, Apple, whatever, if you can go up and give us 5 stars, we'd appreciate that greatly. And if you got a moment, leave us a comment on there too. We love hearing comments. And if you want to get a hold of anything we're doing, down below, danandcan.com. We got it in the, what do you call it? Copy or the description. So all our links are down there. Dan and Can's the main one. You can click right on it. Broke a few other ones out so you can get on stuff like that. So if you want to see anything else we're doing, click on all that. Other than that, we have an episode coming out, long form, on Wednesday. And that's just an easy listening one. We just play games the whole time. Don't talk about anything. And so
we don't talk the whole time. It's just. Good job. You actually went right into it with me.
So yeah,
we've been together too long.
So yeah, it's just an easy listen, nothing serious and nothing. We don't have topics. We just kind of joke around for an hour and something to be easy to listen to. But that's coming up next Wednesday. But if you don't listen to us before then, have a happy holiday and
yes, happy
a Merry
holidays.
New Year.
Whether you celebrate or not, we hope you have a nice time doing whatever you're doing.
Whatever you're doing. So
a joyful time.
Yep. And
all right.
That's all we got for you. So we'll see you next time.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
Bye.